Before you call them friend, gotta prove them first. Is there really loyalty when you're at your worst? We need to hit her all like the wire. You're looking for some truth, I'll supply it. If you want it too soft, this ain't them. You gon' choose a law over sin. It's just some uncut gems. It's just some uncut gems.
We was diamonds in the dirt, just grounding in the turf. Our mama go berserk, trying to keep from riding in the hearse. Now we lions in the work, sons of Zion, we the church. Different color fringes is looking vibrant on my shirt. Until I'm lying in the dirt. I pray to be a fire hydrant with this word, like a geyser on the curb.
The book of James is a powerful. The book of James chapter 3 specifically is a powerful book. It teaches us how to watch our mouth and everything. You know what I'm saying? And that man, he came up here talking about he knew how to be a man, this and that, but if he really knew how to be a man, he would have knew how to conduct himself diligently being up here. And he wouldn't have came out here and gave a sacrifice of fools. Right. Give me that real quick. Sacrifice of fools, yeah, con. He would have knew that what he came up here and said didn't make any sense whatsoever. He talking about, oh, you can you know what good and bad is off of just off of being born and what you raised in. But like Yadi said, why we have pedophiles and murderers out here? Go ahead.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 5 and verse 1. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of God, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools.
So even if he is a heathen, you know what I'm saying, it's not for him anyway. But you talking about you coming into being a man and you know how to be a man. If he would have came up here and just sat there and listened rather than giving the sacrifice of food, maybe we wouldn't have them go through that interaction. But go ahead, give me back James chapter 3. We'll start from the top again.
This is the book of James chapter 3 and verse 1. My brethren, be not many masters, knowing that we shall receive greater condemnation.
So going back to it, we can't be many masters. Basically, we can't be teachers and having a congregation of people that we teaching and not understanding what we spewing out of our mouth, not being able to control our tongue and understand what we're leading these people to, because we could be leading them to destruction. And us doing that, we're going to have condemnation on ourselves for not knowing what we're spewing out. Keep going.
Verse 2, for in many things we offer all. If any man offend not in word, the same is a perfect man, and able also to bridle the whole body.
So if you're able to control your tongue, that's a step towards being a perfect man. That's learning how to be perfect, able to be able to hold your tongue and to know what you're going into. And if you can control your tongue, then you're able to control your body. And then that goes into helping yourself become perfect. And that's the ultimate goal. Can you read? You got a preset?
It's the book of Colossians, chapter 4, verse 6. Let your speech be always with grace, seasoned with salt, that you may know how ye ought to answer every man.
So, and it also goes into, we're supposed to know how we're going to answer every man. Also being able to, that's why we're supposed to study to show ourselves approved, so we're able to answer any question that comes upon us. And that goes into also knowing how to control your tongue and know when to speak, know when not to speak, and know what's coming out. And you got to try your hardest to know that what you're saying is correct. Keep on. We got to.
Verse 3, behold, we put bites in the horse's mouth that they may obey us, and we turn about their whole body.
So we put bites in horse's mouth. We feed the horse. And as we feed the horse, we're able to control it to lead it. Go ahead.
Verse 4, behold, also the ships, which though they be so great and are driven of fierce winds, yet are they turned about with a very small helm.
So even though these ships are great and mighty and they're tall, they're being on rough waters and rough winds, still the ship is being controlled by a small helm. And that also go to your tongue. Back to that, your tongue is a small member of your body, but not being able to control your tongue can lead into disaster. Keep going.
It says, wheresoever the governor leads it, even so the tongue is a little member, and boasted great things. Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindleth.
So even though that your tongue, once again, is a little member of your body, it can kindle a great fire. Just like you would say that a match has a little flame, but you throw that match on some dry dirt or some dry grass, it'll cause a great flame in no time. Even in the summer, you don't even need a flame of fire. But just speaking a little heat and not knowing what you're saying or who you're offending can cause a great fire.
Verse 6.
So, Slide, get your precept up.
The book of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 36. But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give an account thereof in the day of judgment.
So whatever you speak and whatever you spake unto people, that day of judgment come, if it wasn't the right thing, you're going to have to answer to that. Right. You're going to have to answer to misleading these people. And it's going to be on you, and it's going to be greater on you because you thought you took it upon yourself to think that you were high enough to teach that. So that's why you're going to have to get that condemnation.
Right.
Verse 6. And the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. So is the tongue among our members that is defiled the whole body.
So your tongue is a fire. It can bring sin. You speaking certain things can bring sin. So it can also defile your body. Me saying certain things can defile my body. Me cursing my brother can defile my body. Me being a hypocrite with what I'm saying, bringing out, oh, I love my brother, this and that. But when he turned his back, now it's, oh, F him, oh, I hate him, this, that, and the third. That's me being a hypocrite. That's me bringing out iniquity. That's me defiling my body.
It says, it defiled the whole body and set on fire the course of nature, and it is set on fire of hell. For every kind of beast and of birds and of serpents and of things in the sea is tamed.
So us as men, we've tamed all these beasts and everything, but yet we still can't seem to tame our tongue. We still can't seem to hold our lips, hold our mouth. You know what I'm saying? In certain situations, we don't know when to shut up and when to talk. We don't know, giving the sacrifice of fools again. We don't know that sometimes we go off of shit. We go off of stuff off Instagram we see, believe that it's true because we think it makes sense, and then we go spew it to other people without even fact checking that. But we can't do that as men.
Right. And have been tamed of mankind, but the tongue can no man tame. It is unruly evil, full of deadly poison.
See, you speaking certain things isn't good for you. It's full of deadly poison. This can hurt your body and hurt your mind, and it can also hurt other people speaking about things you don't know or speaking about harsh things.
Verse 8, verse 9. Therewith bless we God, even the Father, and therewith curse we men, which are...
So I got you. See there it say, there we bless. Sorry, read that one more time from the top.
It says, therewith bless we God, even the Father, and therewith curse we men.
Hey, how y'all doing, family? Y'all doing all right today? Can I get 5 minutes with you to talk about the Word of God? Yep. You say you're Christians already? Do you know what it means to be a Christian? To be a Christian is to be a follower of Christ. Now, how are you going to say you're a follower of Christ, but you couldn't give me 5 minutes to speak about the Word?
Right.
Keep going up.
It says, this is 9. Therewith bless we God, even the Father, and therewith curse we men.
So how can we bless, how can we ask for certain blessings and come to the Most High with certain things, but in the same mouth, we go out and we curse our brothers? We say blasphemous things out our mouth, but at the end of the day, we want to get on our knees and be like, oh Lord, can you please bless me with this? Can you bring me out of this? How you gonna come to the Most High with a defiled body and a defiled mouth and ask for a blessing at the same time? Hey sisters, how y'all doing today? Can we get a few minutes to talk about the Word? We running late. You gonna come back? Hold on.
It says, which are made after the similitude of God. Out of the same mouth proceedeth blessings and cursing.
So the same way, if I talk about my brother behind his back, or I curse my brother, or I say, oh, how he this, that, and the third, he's made into the similitude of God, like in Psalms 82 and 6 say, on earth, we are the gods. We are the gods that are on earth. It says that. So if I talk about my brother, that's the same thing. I might as well be talking about the Most High. He was made in that similitude. So I can't talk about my brother in a certain type of way and then come to the Most High in another. That's me being a hypocrite.
Out of the same mouth proceed the blessing and cursings, my brethren. These things ought not so to be. Doth a fountain send forth at the same place sweet water, and bitter?
You don't go to a water fountain and 1 second the water come out sweet, next thing the water come out bitter. It's either gonna be bitter or it's gonna be fresh water or sweet water.
It says, can the fig tree, my brethren, bear olive berries?
We never see any other fruit tree. We don't see a fig tree bearing olive berries, and we don't see an apple tree bearing oranges.
Either a vine figs, so can no fountain both yield salt water and fresh. Who is a wise man and endureth with knowledge among you? Let him show out of a good conversation his works with meekness of wisdom.
So when a wise man comes around, you can tell a man is wise by the conversation you have with him. A good edification will come out of a wise man. Him knowing what he's talking about. Meekness in his voice. You know what I'm saying? Humbleness. When you come to him with something, he's ready to answer. If you come, if you come asking him questions, he's ready to answer. You know what I'm saying? How you doing today, sis? You believe in God? You do? You got time to talk about God? We got some shade for you. If you need some water, we got some water. You got it. Fuck it. Keep it rolling up.
This is verse 14. But if ye have bitter envy.
You got a flyer?
Give him a flyer. Keep reading.
God.
It says, but if ye have bitter envy and strife in your hearts, glory.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
So if you have bitter envy and strife in your mind towards your brother, keep going. Forgot about that.
It says, in your hearts glory not, and lie not against the truth. This wisdom descendeth.
Wait. Descendeth, yeah, you're right.
Descendeth not from above, but is earthly, sensual, devilish. So
if you have those envy and strife thoughts in your mind, that can't be from the Most High. That can't be from God. That's me. You thinking that somehow God dealing with me, the Most High dealing with me, this and that, but I have these thoughts. Those are still earthly and fleshly thoughts we have. We got to be able to kill that old man and get him out of our mind. Right. We can't have these envious and strifeful thoughts in our mind towards our brother. That's not possible, and say that we are of God or that's from the Most High. It's not. That's from this earth. That's from this flesh.
It says, for where envying and strife is, there is confusion in every evil work. But the wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle and easy, being entreated.
So that wise man, when he comes and speaks with you and he's coming to you with that meekness, that's of the Most High. That's God. That's why we have to watch our tongue and we have to watch our mouth and not be hypocrites. We can't cuss out our same mouth and then ask for a blessing from the Heavenly Father. It don't work like that. We can't defile our bodies spewing out these envious and strifeful thoughts.
Full of mercy and good fruits without partiality and without hypocrisy. And the fruit of righteousness is sown in peace of them that make peace.
That's right. And so basically the moral of this is we got to be able, us as so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we got to be able to understand what we're saying and how we're saying it. We got to understand that our tongue is a fire. Though it may be a small thing in our body, it controls a lot and it can offend greatly. We never know we never know what we're saying may offend a person in some way. We never know what we say, and around a certain person, we might say something that we think is funny, but the next person walk by, you know what I'm saying, they may have had a suicidal thought or whatever. But us being inconsiderate and not thinking about what we were saying, we've offended that person. So that's that little fire. And that's back to what I was saying about that match. Even though it's a little fire, you throw it in that dry field, it turns into a great thing. And with that, I want to say shalom. Shalom.
Shalom.